Yesterday, a Fulton County Superior Court judge tossed out racketeering charges against 61 people indicted in a 2023 for protest against the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center, referred to by opponents as Cop City. The ruling was based on State Attorney General Chris Carr. He failed to obtain a required written authorization from Governor Brian Kemp to bring RICO charges forward. Let's go inside this ruling with Emory Law professor John Acevedo. Welcome back to the show, John.
Thank you for having me.
All right. How significant is it that the largest RICO case against protesters in the United States history is tossed out on the count of a procedural technicality?
It's quite significant. The case was struggling. It's been 2 years since it was filed. RICO cases are notoriously hard to bring. There's just so many moving parts. And this setback is definitely going to harm the Attorney General, even if he appeals.
So this comes down to authority, right? Explain how or why the judge said that the Attorney General didn't have the power to bring forth these charges.
So typically speaking, attorney generals don't bring charges. Local district attorneys bring charges. So in this instance, the Attorney General did not wait for the local district attorney, who would have been Bonnie Willis, to bring charges, and instead brought them himself. In order to override the local district attorney, he needed, according to Judge Farmer, Governor Kemp's approval.
So all he needed was a letter from Governor Kemp, right, to have that approval. Is this really about paperwork, or does it go deeper than that?
I think it's about paperwork. The judge also seems skeptical because he's even considering tossing the last remaining charges unrelated to the RICO against these defendants. So it seems that this judge is skeptical of the entire group of charges that have been brought against these protesters.
So it does weaken the case against the protesters, right?
It does. For now, it ends the case. Because it did not go to a jury trial, it can be appealed by Attorney General Carr, and he's indicated that he intends to appeal it. So it's unlikely we've heard the end of this case.
So what does this mean for the 61 defendants are indicted? Are they clear of the charges now?
For now, they are clear. There are a few charges still in place for, I believe it was arson and assaulting an officer, but only on, I believe it was 6 defendants still have charges that were not part of the RICO charge. They were independent. But even those, the judge is considering this week dismissing those as well.
So could the charges come back in some form?
They could come back. Again, the Attorney General has vowed to appeal this decision. And if he were to win on appeal, that would restore the charges.
You said the judge may go back and even erase some of the, because you said, I think it was like 5 domestic terrorist counts, and you're saying they may dismiss that as well. How separate are those charges, or are they all kind of lumped together there?
They're separate in the sense they weren't part of the RICO indictment, but they're lumped together because they're all stemming from the same incident, the protests. I think it was a lot of folks refer to it as the Night of Rage protest from, I believe it was 2.5 years ago now. It's actually been quite a while. And when you have any of these long time lags, that always harms the case of the district attorney. As witnesses forget things, move away, are lost. So every delay weakens the Attorney General's ability to bring this case.
He says he's going to appeal, right? Attorney General Carr says he's going to appeal this. What are the chances of having success? You're saying the longer it stretches out, it hurts his chances more? Is that what we're saying?
It hurts his chances more at trial, just because the evidence becomes weaker, memories fade. Really, for the appeals process, it doesn't harm it in that sense, other than he has to now appeal and have the judge overturned. But even should he win his appeal, that's probably going to be 3 to 6 months from now. That's quite a ways away. Yeah. So memories are even getting weaker of our eyewitnesses. And again, you have to think folks who leave Georgia, take other jobs, retire. So it's always been a thing with defense attorneys. The longer a case goes on, usually the harder it is to prosecute.
Yeah, real quickly here, tell me, what does the collapse of this case ultimately tell us about the limits of state power, protest rights, and the rule of law right here in Georgia?
It really shows the difficulty of these RICO cases, these kind of sprawling cases where you're trying to grab 60-something defendants. Those are quite difficult to bring. It really does not send a clear signal that protest is protected, that the free speech is protected, because it is being dismissed on a technicality, on paperwork, as you put it. But it does show that the system will work, and that when someone attempts one of these large actions against protesters, they better have everything in order. And if they don't, judges are very likely to dismiss.
Yeah. John Acevedo, thanks so much for joining us today. Thanks so much for your insight. Really appreciate it.